David McVicar had seen me from the windows, he'd been watching me from the windows of the Opera House. He liked me because of my ability to be able to perform for a long period and to be able to stand still throughout that time. The Opera House approached me one day in Covent Garden, the chorus line manager from the Opera House. Came up to me while I'd just taken a break, and he said, "I'd just like to have a word about a possible opera that's coming up. There hasn't been in the Opera House for many years." So he didn't tell me too much about it, other than the fact that the character would have to be naked. So I was already thinking, okay, let me think about it. And I gave it about a day, to be honest with you, and I'd agreed to do it. I have been working as a street performer for over 20 years now, and there's ups and downs where you perform and times when you don't. I mean, I have just done that. I've come out from America and I've been out there doing it, having to perform 4 or 5 days a week to survive and to get by. I was in Planet Hollywood actually, working as a resident statue outside the door, and we had to just entertain and build up a crowd and trying to get people inside. And after a little while, it ended up the crowds getting so big, it worked against me. So then, losing my position there, I ended up going into Covent Garden. With street performing, it's difficult to work out as intensely as I like to. Every time you look in the mirror, you can always see a better shape, So there's always a next bit to get to. So at this moment, I'm a bit functional with my training. So as long as I do resistance and all the body, and I work myself out, 45 minutes to an hour each time, say 4 days a week. The first day, turning up at the Opera House, we put into like a classroom and played Salome, which was a rather painful experience to sit there and have to watch an orgy of, I wouldn't call it decadence, I would call it a disconnection, a dystopian outlook on everything. Then there was Caligula as well, which was pretty much as bad. And I was thinking, like, my God, it definitely put you into the feeling of what he wanted. It was quite harsh. David explained to me that one of the reasons why he knew I'd be great for the role of the executioner was because of my ability to be able to stand still and to also hold a sense of physical gravitas, a presence to be drawn to. For a man, it's our own personal hell of being revealed in front of 2,500 people naked. You're thinking you're going to get a boner, or actually that's not the issue. It's thinking about shrinking up is more the problem. You try and help warm yourself up, shall we say. Tried wine to before the evening and performance. I tried beer and I tried whiskey, and it just doesn't work. To be honest with you, when it comes to it, it actually comes to the raw, in the moment performance. You're not thinking about it. Thinking about making sure that I get it right. Blood dripping out of a head in front of you, and you're on bare feet, and all you're going to do is you've got to make sure you don't slip. Because you come out the hole, and I've slipped the last 2 or 3 times of the last run because there's too much blood. So you're not thinking about your bollocks when you're thinking about not slipping on the blood in front of 2,500 people. There's a particular experience that I do go through repetitively with Salome, which I struggle with when I have to wait on the floor until the king orders me to break her neck or kill her. And from this super intense moment of this experience of the last scenes, and having to break her neck and place her on the final 3 beats of the orchestra onto the floor, and all the lights cut out, and having this intensity from that, and then being through the curtain calls, and then suddenly finding myself in the shower having to remove all the blood, stepping out of the shower, and then all the other actors have gone, there's no one there, and then to walk up through the Opera House and then come out of the stage door and walk out onto this London street where there's nothing, there's nobody, it's darkness, and then to deal with the anti-climax of just ending up on a bus, a London bus, and sitting there with a programme and, like, what the fuck just happened?